I guys just figured I would make this quick video about the Sportster S right here. It's been hard to find content on this bike since it's so new, and I've wanted to do taillight relocations and license plate relocations, as well as a new exhaust on it. There's a few videos on the TBR exhaust, which this bike has, but there aren't any videos on the TBR Fender Eliminator and the this is a Kodlin USA Light Bar, and I wanted to talk about those all briefly. So we'll see how this video goes, and I might start producing some more content for other motorcycles and other stuff. If people are interested, they can go ahead and comment down below. I've had a YouTube channel in the past and decided to take it down, but anyways, we'll see how this goes. The TBR exhaust sounds good. It's I think it really wakes this bike up. This is a full system. It's a cat delete, so you know, not road legal. I actually bought this bike from the dealer, from my Harley dealer here, and they installed this at the dealer level. I will tell you that this bike gets a lot of attention. So when I take it out, minimum 2 to 3 people either driving by or on bikes, or when I've stopped at gas stations, they'll come up to me and talk about it. So this bike is really a looker. I love the way that it looks. So yeah, I'm a big fan. But yeah, so the exhaust, I can give you a brief overview of what it sounds like. It's actually not in neutral, so I'll give you a brief sound demo. I don't think that it's going to pick it up very well, but yeah, it's pretty loud. You pretty much need to wear earplugs when you're riding with it, and it does drone a little bit. If you keep the revs low, you can get away with riding without earplugs, but it drones pretty hard at about 3,500 and above RPM. So yeah, I mean, I like the look of the exhaust. It's a bit loud for me, but I do really like the way it sounds. As for the license plate relocation, I started with just the TBR license plate. I think they call it the Fender Eliminator, and during the day it's not bright enough, especially at low angles. The brake light and turn signals can't be seen by cars and can't be seen by people you're riding with. So I did a little bit of research and figured out that this company, I don't know, there's a German company that makes these types of LEDs, and this American company, Kodlin USA, they make this light bar that they fit the Sportster S with these German LEDs, and they're pretty bright LEDs. And as you can see, I called them up before I ordered it and asked a few questions, and figured I would try to get them mounted up together, because they're not designed to go together. Obviously they're two different companies, but it actually ended up working out pretty well. As you can see, it's blocked a little bit at the lowest angle, but at any angle that cars are, or bikes, or anybody who's viewing this at, it's actually not blocked, and it's fairly bright. Even though I don't think any of these mods are legal, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I had to do some tricksy stuff with the wiring, which we'll take a look at in a second. Again, not a lot of people on YouTube have talked about this, so this was all kind of discovery for me. And I have some experience working on cars, so I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it is at the same time. They're all both 12-volt systems and fairly simple to work on electrically. All I did was rip the existing fender off. There was a cable, a 6-pin quick disconnect that runs along the rear swing arm. I just pulled the plastic clips out and ran it back up under the seat to clean it up a little bit. And then to install both of these, I had to use the two wiring diagrams, obviously, one for this and one for this, to get the pins to line up, and then wired it into a Deutsch connector with quick disconnect. So each of these can be unplugged separately and removed separately, which is nice. So they're not soldered in or anything. It's using Deutsch connectors, which we'll take a look at in a second. As for other mods, I haven't done anything. The bike is as it came, stock, other than the exhaust and the fender eliminator and taillights. Kodlin USA makes front turn signals, which I'm gonna get eventually. Other than that, it's bone stock, and it looks super clean when you take off the giant stock exhaust, which I have here. Ignore the messy garage, but when you take off the stock exhaust and clean up that tail section, it's a beautiful bike. So yeah, we'll dive in under the seat and we'll take a look at the electrical work that I did, and then we'll end this video. All right, so I got the seat off here, and we can look at my not so clean wiring job. Because the wires that come off the bike are, I believe they're 22 gauge or even smaller. You can't really pin them to a Deutsch connector without splicing them to a thicker wire. So that's what I did here. And the other purpose for splicing them to another wire is so that I could double them up. Because really what I needed to do was plug in two sets of turn signals, which obviously the bike is not set up for. So what I did was just duplicate each of these 6 wires, and then so basically I've got 2 sets of 6 going into this Deutsch connector here, and then out of the male end of the Deutsch connector I have 2 6 pins, which go to their respective pieces separately. So yeah, and they both obviously have different wiring diagrams, and Kodlin USA was super helpful in helping me on the phone when I had questions about the wiring. They told me which wires I could just tie together, even though they don't really support having it installed with the TBR thing, but they were interested, and they wanted me to send pictures when I was done, which is nice, so that they can advise customers who wanted to do both, because their Fender Eliminator kit puts the license plate down here, which I didn't really want. I wanted it up here, and also I had bought this first thinking that I only needed this, and then due to the lighting issue I went with the light bar as well. So yeah, if anybody wants me to dive into more detail on the wiring or anything else to do with this bike, or if they want to talk about, you know, other bikes or cars, I'm down to start producing more content, but we'll have to see if people are interested. But yeah, this Sportster S is awesome. The only downside to this bike is that there's almost no information available on it, and almost no aftermarket support, obviously, because the bike is totally brand new. But the motor is amazing. It's insanely fast. I've ridden, I mean, I don't have a ton of experience with a lot of different bikes, but I mean, I've ridden a CBR 600 double R, I don't know. And down low, this is faster. And I mean, it's a hell of a lot of fun to ride, and it gets crazy reactions from people. So yeah, big fan of the Sportster S. These are the mods that I've done so far. Maybe I'll go with lower handlebars at some point in the future, but yeah, let me know if you want to see any more content on this, and I can produce some more. Thanks for watching.